Get in the chopper! X-Men Dark Phoenix, or Dark Phoenix, directed by Simon Kinberg, starring James McAvoy, Sophie Turner, and Jennifer Lawrence. So there are some astronauts that go to outer space for some reason, and their ship is attacked by this substance, this flare, whatever you want to call it. So the government calls in the X-Men to go up there and save these astronauts. So that's what they do. They get in their ship and they go up there to save these astronauts. There's this force, like I said, this flare is there, and it's about to consume the ship, and they have to figure out what they're going to do. So Jean Grey, she goes into their ship and she consumes the energy, therefore becomes this more powerful being that is more destructive, that doesn't know how to hone these powers, that is fighting the dark side of this flare inside of her. So as she consumes this energy, she goes back home, and the X-Men are starting to see that she's changing. She's this force that consumed her, this force that went inside of her body is turning her dark, and she can't control it. So she goes off and she starts to do bad stuff, and they're trying to stop it. And within this, she kills Raven. Then they're dealing with that. Then along the ride comes these aliens, I don't know what they're called, and they can take form of humans. They want that energy back. Because apparently that energy, I shouldn't say they want that energy back. They want that energy because that energy destroyed their planet. So they want that energy back to, I guess, take over Earth and make it their planet. So they're looking for Jean Grey for her to destroy everything, or so they can consume her power, her Dark Phoenix power. When you watch this movie, you're gonna see a lot of similarities between this and Captain Marvel with the Skrulls. Because again, like I said, in this movie, Jessica Chastain and her people, they turn into humans, but they're this alien race. So it's like the Skrulls all over again for Captain Marvel. They're looking for this power source. Again, Captain Marvel. So there's a lot of similarities between this movie and that movie. It's kind of strange to see that because they both, Captain Marvel came out a couple months ago. And of course with Disney buying Fox, this is the last X-Men movie done under Fox. I thought it was interesting when the movie started, it said it was a Marvel movie, which you've never seen before, but again, that's because Marvel just got the property back, or I should say Disney just got the Fox properties. There's one scene in this movie where Michael Fassbender, I think he was getting his inner Arnold Schwarzenegger on, because he tells these troops to get in the chopper, to get back in the chopper, and he says it just like Arnold with his accent. And I was like, come on. I mean, it was like, why did you put that in there? That was unnecessary. It didn't even make me laugh. It just sounded so dumb. Like they're in the middle of a high intensity scene and they go, get in the chopper, get in the chopper. It was so dumb. During this movie, whenever anything shit gets crazy or something's going wrong and Jean Grey is there, she just casually flies away. Again, another problem. She does it like 3 or 4 times. Like chaos is happening, bad things are happening, and Jean Grey just casually just leaves. Whatever. I'll just get out of here. No big deal. There's one dude in the movie that when I first saw him, I'm like, what is this? Like, what's this guy's powers? Does he even have powers? I'm not sure. Then later on, you realize his powers are his dreadlocks. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, am I supposed to take this serious? Like I said, at first I'm looking at this guy, he's got dreadlocks, so I'm like, oh, what's his power? And then he's killing people with his dreadlocks, throwing them all around, tangling people up. I'm like, this has to be a made-up character. Like, come on. Seriously, you put Dreadlock Man in this movie? I want to know this guy's superhero name. I couldn't believe it. I was dying the whole time he was fighting. Just, like I said, wrapping people up with his dreadlocks, pulling out moves with his dreadlock. I'm like, come on, man. Bob Marley up, you're kicking ass. I actually enjoyed this movie more than I feel like a lot of other people will. If it was a 2.5 hour movie, not so much. It's still was just about 2 hours, and it felt just a little too long. But what I liked about this movie is I felt the emotion. The action involved and all that was okay. It didn't really blow me away, but it was just enough. But I actually thoroughly enjoyed this movie with the emotion involved and the stakes. Overall, I think you guys should go out and watch this movie. I feel as though if you're an X-Men fan, you should definitely watch this movie, since this will be the last one that was done under Fox, since now Disney has bought Fox, and who knows what they're doing with this franchise. Overall, it was a little underwhelming in my opinion. It could have been a lot better, but it still wasn't a bad movie. So, like I said, definitely check it out. My favorite part of this movie, to be honest with you, was the score. A couple minutes in, I realized why I like the score so much, because I looked it up and I found out that Hans Zimmer was doing the score. And it had like a touch of BVS in there, which I really enjoyed. And, you know, having him as your producer for the movie, or your composer for the movie, is just, I mean, you can't go wrong with that. So like I said, overall, you should check this out. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment below. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and thank you.